what I want is for people to understand the passion that can come through from me about what I see in this world. And people who are close to me, my best friends, know when I am in that mode where I mean business, it can come through very strong. I don't want it to be explosive. That's the difference. It's not about coming out, but that's where we see so many souls, that are, in this idea of, if I'm of the light, then I have to, bang people on the head to wake them up. That's a conditioned response. We're not there. We don't need to go there. But what we do need to talk about is the idea of focusing in on one or two topics in a session. Now, to be told that you are an empath and say, I'm sorry if it feels that way. Okay, that's what you would say to somebody. I'm sorry you feel that way when you're feeling those feelings. However, are you really truly feeling the other person's feelings or their energy? So do you understand, to be an empath means you would actually be feeling their feelings, and so you would be identifying with those souls. Oh, and this was why Brenda knows she can take on. This is the nature of it. Shit. Okay. So she's getting something about her life that has caused her a lot of trouble, and we're laughing. She's going to laugh. She has gotten herself in situations, and she's asking if that is indeed what's going on, where she felt like, and this is going to be part of that career move for her. There are many different types of systems that people abide by or invest in and whatnot. And Brenda was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to lift myself up from this idea of using my own identity as an example of something that I would do. And I didn't know how to put it out there. Like, what the heck am I doing? Why do I do this? And see myself changing into another person. The INFJs of the world will know this. There are other souls that will claim they do the same thing, but we're going to say that because we want people to understand that that's going to kick some ass. When we are empathic, we often are in this vibration of, I need to fit in. Right? I'm going to do my best to fit in with other souls so that I can blend. It's a safety mechanism, to be honest. To be of an empath, you're also doing other work at the highest vibration. You're going to clear out others' energy. But with this soul, we're going to talk about the nature of blending our energies with Brenda and what just happened. Because this is how she was able to get along with so many people who others just discarded. And now, granted, she doesn't do it with everybody, but she found herself switching her identity around. And she was like, I don't feel this way, but when I'm around this person, I start to get those beliefs. Now, that's a conditioning that can often happen depending on the situation, but she would take on the mannerisms of those souls around her as well. Now, that's a common thing in certain groups, but it was very strong, and it led her to feeling feelings she knew she didn't feel. That's the difference. I don't know why I have feelings for this person, because I don't. But I know that they feel that she didn't even understand what was going on. She had these experiences with men or younger men in her life as a child, because we're still going to say that, where she's like, oh, I don't know what's going on. I'm having a good time. I'm being myself. Someone comes over, they say something, and before I know it, I'm like, ooh, that feels good. Their energy feels good. She was picking up on their own interest in her, but it's on a different level. People aren't going to understand that. Even though in her mind, she's like, I know I don't, it's not about not caring for somebody, but it's like, I don't want to be around that person, but now I can feel their vibration. Okay? And people who understand this will go, oh my God, why do I reject so many souls then? This is the nature of what happens, is that we go, oh my God, I don't want to be like that person. So I have to come back to me. The INFJs of the world take on the mannerisms and the ideas and beliefs they can as young adults as well. Where if I get with certain people, they're very discerning and they learn to be even more discerning as adults. Where I can't be around you anymore because I love you as a soul, but your belief system is infiltrating mine. What does that say? It means you're the empath of the world. So when you decide to own up to that idea that my own beliefs are coming through, right? I can bring through the beliefs of any soul without feeling their energy. Thank God. What I didn't realize as a child was that I was doing it automatically, and I was doing it for various reasons. I didn't want to be separate from people. I wanted to be around people. I wanted people to like me. That was the main point of it, was I want to be liked as a person. Excuse her. She has some ideas about what was going on, but she doesn't really know if that was the case. That's the nature of vibration. She was picking up on the vibration of others, and I want to ask people this because this is one of these questions that she has about life. How many people enjoy the vibration of someone who's interested in being around them, but that's the nature of her boundaries with the energy? That's what happens with the empath. But I know we're going to have to work on our hearts, aren't we? I know. She's just not figuring it out. And that's the nature of where we go. When we say we're empaths, we align ourselves with others. And we learn to be strong for ourselves. And what our beliefs are. What are our beliefs, to be honest? I walk around taking on others' identities so that I can heal their hearts. That's the nature of empathic ability. So we're going to talk about that nature of empaths as taking on the identity. It's not about the energy. It's the energy, but it's also the identity of the soul. You identify with their hearts and their minds, usually their minds, because the nature of pain is often of the mind and not the body, or I'm in an internal mental struggle. This is a good topic for us to go into. Your own heart is what opens you up to the nature of light. When I say to my friends, I know you're hurt, but you don't have to tell people that they're bad, they're negative, or their energy is shitty, right? That's what someone else would say. This is shitty. I thought I was here to feel good. So in her mind, it's about inspiring others to do better. But most people come at this with that energy that just, and it's hers. And she has to just let it out. I'm supposed to clear out my friendships first. Then my family, then my freedom comes. Who is it that thinks that their family has all got the same idea about what's right and wrong in this world? What do we work on in this life? It's called respect from her. So if you're feeling disrespected by the message that we may or may not be bringing, or something Brenda may or may say on her website or on her social media, please understand it's not out to get ya. We're not sitting here going, ooh, I need to take down somebody and then aim something at somebody. That's not what we're here for. We're here to do a general reading for those people who actually want to grow in their soul growth. Okay? Now that's best achieved if you're in, your own heart, and if you're in your own, way of being. Right? And people will say, well, great, I'm good how I am. And you are according to your own ideas, but you don't even know what you're missing out on. You're missing out on the main point of doing this work, which is to connect with your hearts and your souls and to bring out those natural abilities that you have, to bring forth the guidance that others don't have. Correct? Well, this is the nature of where people were talking about, well, I don't want to hear from Brenda's soul. You would be surprised at how big her soul it's gotten big because of what she's gone through, because of the nature of her guidance. When you go to a place where others who are conditioning their minds with systems, she does that in some way, but she lets it go. She feels the vibration of a system. And she says, this is going to be good for a lot of people who are still in that idea of my mind is my control system. But when she's in her heart, and we let her know it's part of her heart, to know how am I to do this work that's respectful to everybody. Can you imagine someone sitting down and saying, my goal here is to be respectful to all souls. However, if you're triggered by what I say, that's a sign that you might want to go inside and say, why did I get triggered by something so benign as you're going to be held up, to look at, and say, why didn't I do something different? People want me to feel different. People want me to act different. People want me to look different. People want me to express differently. I've been told I don't resonate with certain people, but that's okay. I'm not here to sit there and say, I can make it on my own. That's me. I don't need to be told how I am to be. And people are looking into the mirror and saying, what is it that I'm missing in my life where I have this emptiness in my heart, even though my outer world is fulfilled, but my inner world is not. And that's the nature of the soul. My outer life looked wonderful in most regards to the people who knew me. The inner world is often in turmoil. That's the difference between souls who are able to then lift themselves up, right? And reach those higher guidance Do I have to be of a higher vibration to receive guidance for your soul? What if you're the Dalai Lama? I could sit down and have a chit chat with him about his ideas about who I am or I am not to be. In my heart, I would say this is to the viewers, but we're considering you all family. However, my family is the one that kind of takes the brunt of my words. I send it out, and what does it say? It says I have some ideas about what it is to, reach the levels of enlightenment that others are not there yet. It doesn't matter if you are or you aren't. If you're happy being who you are, then by all means. I know people who are not happy. And I mean, I know they are not happy. And they're content to be not happy. Why? We're going to talk about the fear of the unknown. That's the nature of where we go. Why is it people are afraid to go within and look at themselves and say, is this really the real me? Am I really like this? Or is there something about me that says that I have to, go down that path of saying someone's not happy? How many people would actually probably raise their hands? There's very few people who could say they're actually happy in this world. And this is the nature of what we're talking about. It's what we focus on. So many people are either financially struggled, mentally in struggle, or perhaps their families or their friends are in struggle. We take on the stuff of others. We don't want to do that anymore. I'm not the empathic being that I say that I am. She was denying it, and she's going to do it for a while until she gets it through her mind that sets her up for the victim of being an empath. So what does that mean to be empathic? Now we're on this level of understanding. The empaths of the world that are getting conditioned to be the victims. We've already gone down that road. What more is there to say about the empath energy? You're going to start to take on the energy in a way that is going to kick your ass if you don't get your shit straight ahead of time. Don't ever go down the road of I'm a victim as an empath and expect to be treated with respect by those who claim they know what that's like. We all exchange energy. But in my mind, I have determined that there are people who don't fit the criteria for enlightened. Who are we looking to as guides? Guidance issues, body issues, period adjustment. I could tell you so much stuff that went through my body to do this work. Do you want to know what the body symptoms are that I have to go through? We could do a whole show on that. So let's do it.